Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. Also here is the Honorable Minister of State for Budget and National Planning. I'd like to welcome Prince Clem Agba. Let me welcome the hardworking, and I'm not sure he has slept in 4 days. I know I held a meeting with him at 11 p.m. 3 nights ago. He hasn't slept. The chairman of the board of the NESG, Mr. Aso Ighodalo. Let's make his round of applause double. Thank you for national service. Thank you. But he's not doing this alone. All the members of the board of NESG has been amazing. Let's put our hands together for all of them. I'd like to welcome all the past presidents, past CEOs and DGs of the NESG. Let me also welcome the DG Budget, Mr. Ben Akabweze, who is here with us. The Executive Secretary of the Export Promotion Council, Chief Shegun Awolowo, is also here. I'd like to welcome you. But let me welcome all of you, delegates. Again, you all realize that this is not a 100 meters dash, and you have all imbibed the spirit of a marathoner, and that's why we're all here today. So as we're bringing to a close this 2-day conference, the journey to 2050 now starts. But this is how we'll kick off. As part of this year's summit, we had essay competitions and the pitching contest. And so let me invite Titi to please step forward here. Titi Oni. Okay, she's here. Who will be handling the essay competition and the results? But of course, I understand there's a video. Okay, so can we have the video before Titi starts to speak? My friends, the photographers and cameramen, can we be on one side, please?
Economic Summit Group.
Can we be on one side, please? So I don't block the view. She will move. Madam Channels, thank you.
With the National Universities Commission, organized an essay competition for university undergraduates schooling in Nigeria. Over 380 essays were received from brilliant leaders of tomorrow from various parts of the country. The essay entries went through a detailed screening process conducted by experts from both academia and industry. Here are your top 3.
My essay proposes 6 points in order to enhance confidence in Nigeria towards economic success and improve quality of life for Nigerians. And they include ensuring inclusive governance, improving rural-based economies and not just urban-based economy, diversification of the economy away from oil and gas towards value-added agriculture, and respect of the social contract between the leaders and the led, as well as ensuring financial inclusiveness and the spirit of patriotism. I believe that with these 6 points, we can enhance confidence in Nigeria towards economic success and improve quality of life for Nigerians.
So the way we trust in Nigeria is by, firstly, embracing the spirit of Ubuntu, which is humanity. It means that we must work together and trust each other. Secondly, the government must be transparent and accountable to the people. This will encourage trust between the government and the people. Thirdly, which is the last point, is that there must be integrity within the police force and corruption must be eradicated.
Now my essay focuses on 3 basic things. To restore confidence in Nigeria, we must first of all focus on socio-economic transformation. Second of all, establish a culture of national identity and patriotism. And what matters the most, establishing a system that works for our country. Now what we find is that a perfect example of nation building is that of Rwanda. And the example of Rwanda has shown us that our economic policies will only be meaningless without quality leadership. And then finally, we find that there's a broken relationship between the government and its people. To renew this contract, the government must be ready to deliver a people-centered leadership, because leadership itself is a love affair with the people.
4 months ago, the Nigerian economy.
Thank you very much and welcome again. I'll be announcing the winners. The second runner-up is Damilola Oguntade, a 500 level undergraduate of the University of Lagos studying law. He will be receiving a cash prize of 100,000 naira and a paid internship at the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG. Damilola Oguntade, please come up. Please let's welcome Mr. Olumide Oshundolire, partner at Bango and Igodalo, to present his award. Okay, the first runner-up is Oladipupo Ogundare, a 300 level undergraduate of Backup University studying accounting. He will be receiving a cash award of 150,000 and a paid internship at the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. Please let's welcome the Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, Mr. Niyi Yusuf. You must have prayed very hard this. And the winner of the Next 25 essay competition is Osamede Ikponwosa Kingsley, a 400 level undergraduate from the University of Benin studying medicine and surgery. He will be receiving a cash prize of 200,000 naira and a paid internship at the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. Please make welcome the winner, Osamade Ikponwosa. We would like the Governor of Ogun, His Excellency Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, to present this award. Please, can all the winners come up stage for a group photograph, please? Would also like Dr. Olumide Oshundolire, Mr. Niyi Yusuf, and His Excellency Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun to come up stage. The Minister of Finance, the Minister of State, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning should also come up stage, and the Chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, Mr. Jayola, CEO of Nigerian Economic Summit Group, and His Excellency Governor Fayemi. Congratulations once again to the winners.
Thank you very much, Titi Oni. And while Titi was here, His Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State and Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, walked in. Your Excellency, we welcome you. Thank you very much. And also here, I'd like to welcome Otumba Bimbo Gubanjo, President of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We welcome you. We welcome you. Next is the start-off pitching event. And the man to coordinate this is a man who understands what it means to run a business. He's an entrepreneur. His name is Abiola Lukman Lawal, chairman and founder of Fly Boku. And for these young entrepreneurs, prizes Boku. Abiola.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Abiola Lawal, the founder of flyboku.com, but I stand here on behalf of Nigerian Economic Summit Group as the chairman of the NESG startup competition for this summit. We're here today to celebrate and to encourage entrepreneurs who have taken the bold steps to start a business. 2 years ago, the management and board of NESG decided to take a bold step to create a platform to celebrate entrepreneurs and startups. The first event was in 2017, and it was won by an innovative company in consumer packaging called Mr. Ekpa. In 2018, which was last year, the second edition was won in innovation in healthcare, which is essentially providing services with technology linking patients and doctors. It was won by GeroCare. We're here this year to find out who is the winner for 2019. First, we're going to play a documentary, and then secondly, we will announce the winners. The video, please.
This is the boot camp of the NES 25 Startups Pitching event run by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. The boot camp took place at Venture Garden Group in Lagos. The journey to the pitching event began with the launch of an online platform for interested applicants to submit their pitch decks. The applicants were whittled down to 10 finalists who will pitch their businesses. In the days leading up to the pitching event, the boot camp was convened as a way to guide the finalists in their preparation for the event.
Players, right? This is kind of similar to still the market question, right? Who else is out there? Who's your competition? What do you do that's different from them, or what do you do that's better from them? And then this third one I think is super important. What are your competitive advantages and weaknesses, right?
There are 6 million other babies, according to the World Health Organization, that have jaundice and do not have access to effective phototherapy devices.
Funding so far is 5K from the Toledo Middle Foundation. We're asking for about $66,000, and this is how we plan to use this money. Most of it is going to salary. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're asking for.
Market segmentation, right? And I think some people had 3 or 4 different main or primary segments.
So how do we actually think about doing something like this? And there's components of this type of sentence that we can kind of break down. There's some like hacks, right? 1, put your company's name first.
Analyze how big each of those market segments are.
Doctor is an online marketplace that provides medical facilities for health professionals and their consumers, thus increasing access to care.
Do you watch TV or listen to radio? That's traditional media.
Have you used an Internet of Things or virtual reality?
How do you usually hear about products and services? Social media.
Managing B2B and going B2C is very, very different. B2C is something that's a lot more relatable in a way.
But also ask them, do you send SMSs with your mobile phone every day? One of those things puts them on the spot and causes them to give you whatever answer they think you want to hear. One of those things maybe helps them actually expose to things they actually feel.
I'll actually be taking you guys through KPIs and creating KPIs, why you need to create KPIs and how you should create your KPIs. As everything should be, a KPI should also have a timeline or a review time. So it might be 6 months or 1 year. You have to come back to every KPI you set to review them.
Hi, my name is Valentine Bawa. I'm the founder of Nicodemia.
My name is Ujama Akpata. I'm the co-founder of Giant Kitty Worldwide. I'm one of the co-founders of Giant Kitty Worldwide.
All right, my name is Dr. A.B. Offering. I'm the co-founder and CEO of General Care Solutions Limited.
My name is Omeke Kocha. I represent Code at the Nigerian Economic Summit 2018.
My experience at the last NESG pitching competition has been an amazing one. I met mentors, we tutored business strategy, how to pitch and all of that.
We won $2,500. The impact, we used the money for operational expenses for our business. In terms of the services, we were able to talk to a consultant that was able to help us with our business, figure out our value proposition, and that has been it so far.
The grant money given to us was used to expand our operation from late 2018 to this early 2019.
So my advice to the current finalists is to take advantage of every opportunity and everything they learn here, because they will apply these things not just for the competition, but for the life of the business as it exists.
What we call the business entity concepts. This one states that all businesses must be treated as an artificial person. That is, the record of your company must be separated from the record of the directors.
So what you need to show your investors during your pitch startup, or to any investor, these are the kind of things you'll be looking at: your KPIs, your margins, your accounting ratios, and the most basic of this is your profit margin. Wait, is this, you have it on PowerPoint?
Yeah, it's on PowerPoint.
Yeah, okay, let's just do comments right now. So don't put pitch deck, just do gate pass, and then your name.
The platform allows a health professional to create his own private practice by tapping into rentable medical facilities.
When you have the solution page like this, you also don't want to have the solution say that it's a higher cost. Do you see what I'm saying? The page says solution, but then you say it's a higher cost.
When you say you want to grow from this 400 tons and these 500 customers to whatever, right? You can use these same percentages and this same weighted average to give me a reasonable amount of revenue that you expect to bring in.
My name is Abiola Lukman Lawal. I am the founder and chairman of flyboku.com. After a corporate career over 20 years, I took the plunge to say, let me start something and create a business that I have passion around. Flyboku is meant to be more like a digital travel business, travel agent 24/7. We think there's opportunity there across different industries. I'm the chairman of the startup competition for Next 25, putting together the process of making sure we open up the startup competition to all the participants and ensure a smooth process all the way through. The last 2 years we've had entrepreneurs come through I think the first one that won from a traditional business, which is just redistributing, repackaging granules, equa. But it does it with some kind of finesse that makes it very interesting from a marketing perspective. The last one last year, the guy that won, is about giving medical access to our old people, using technology to access that. So these are good, innovative ideas. This year, the jury is out. We don't know who's going to win yet.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like us to recognize our sponsors because without them, there is no startup competition. The headline sponsor for this event that provided significant cash prizes, all the cash prizes, is Sterling Bank. Please give a warm round of applause for Sterling Bank. The second sponsor category we would like to recognize as well is our partner, Venture Guiding Group. They provided the infrastructure and the platform for the 4-day mentoring lab that we put together as a boot camp for all the candidates, the 10 finalists. Please give a round of applause to them as well. I must also announce at this point that Venture Guiding Group has also created, just a few minutes ago, a last-minute award that they will take the first runner-up and the last one, which was the person that won the choice, the Audience Choice Award. They will give them an 8-week boot camp in Ikeja as well as in the States. Okay. Finally, it's important for me to put it in perspective before we announce the winners. We started this process with about 2,000 entries. The last 10 standing came to Abuja to present to us on Sunday, and now I have the last 4. So before I announce the winners, I want us to put in perspective that every single one of the people that came here are winners. So please, a round of applause for all the finalists. Without much ado, the fourth runner-up, which is what we call the Audience Choice Award, goes to Greece D Services. Please, a round of applause for them. That award comes with a 1 million naira check, courtesy of Sterling Bank. So at this point, I would like to call on the MD of Sterling Bank to please step up and present the prize to the winner. Thank you. Sure. While that presentation is going on, it's important to give you just a quick perspective of what these guys, what do they do? They came up with an innovation around cooling device to store, transport vaccines. The issue of transportation of vaccine is a big deal in healthcare, and what they have done is created a very portable product that allows vaccines to be transported across different temperatures, across different terrain. So a round of applause for them again. that's what we call the Audience Choice Award. Now, I'm going to announce the second runner-up, which comes with a prize of 2 million naira. And the winner is Loyster. A round of applause for them. Yes. Loyster has created a very innovative technology solutions around retail, loyalty, and payment. What this guy showed us during the last few days says InterSwitch, watch out. So a round of applause for this young man again. Fantastic. I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Prince Agua, to please present this award. 2 million naira, courtesy of Sterling Bank. Thank you very much. A round of applause. The first runner-up, and that prize, it comes with a prize of 3 million naira. It's a very fascinating story of a classic entrepreneur who created a solution where she could not find one. She had a baby, she had jaundice, and she really struggled providing the solution for her baby. It was a very moving story for all the judges and the people that were at the audience on Sunday when she presented. She then stepped up and created a fascinating solution to help treat kids all over Africa, not just in Nigeria. Affordable solution for the treatment of jaundice. Please give a round of applause for Tiny Hearts. To do the honor, I would like to welcome Her Excellency, the Minister of Finance, Budget and Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, to do the honor. And the winner is, now, the winner of the 2019 Next 25 Summit Startup Competition is Doctora. Doctora has created a solution to essentially leverage underutilized hospitals and medical facilities around Nigeria. They bring doctors and healthcare professionals together in an Uber-like type platform and put them together so they can leverage underutilized assets. 5 million naira, please give a round of applause to them. To present the 5 million naira award to Doctora, please, I'd like to welcome His Excellency, the Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, His Excellency Dr. Kayode Fayemi, please. Dr. Fahmi, please stay. I would now like to invite all the winners and all the presenters to join on the table so we can all have a group picture, please. Thank you. The Minister, yes. The Minister of States, Chairman of NESG, the CEO of NESG, the Governor of Ogun State, the Vice Chairman of NESG, the CEO of Sterling Bank,
Congratulations to all of you young entrepreneurs. At the very beginning, I told you the prizes is Baku, and now you've seen it.
They'll be taking a picture with the winner now. Let me have it take over. Do me a favor.
That's what it means when you are very innovative. It's talking with governors and CEOs. Your Excellencies, Abdullah Lawal said over 2,000 applied, 10 came to Abuja. The story is that these young men and women, as we look towards 2050, need your support, need your investment. For the young Nigerians, which are over 65% of our population, these are the sample of them. Let's put our hands together for the youth of this nation. Yesterday was the 7th of October, 2019, and it was somebody's birthday. The young man clocked 31 yesterday, and as we kicked off this conference from 2019, Nigeria was also looking at 31 years from now to clock 2050. I'd like to bring the young man here. He's a bridge between where we are right now and where we are going. He'll be presenting the Nigeria 2050 scenario presentation. Please welcome Wilson, the birthday boy. Don't worry, happy birthday, even if it's just a day over. I welcome you. He is 31, and we're looking at 31 years from now.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our dear nation, Nigeria, inhabits people from diverse culture, background, religion. In 2010, Nigeria's population was 166 million. It is projected to rise to 274 million by 2030 and 402 million by the year 2050. Also, in 2050, 67% of our population will fall below 35 years, and 62% of this population will fall within the working age bracket. The growing population will create significant pressure on social amenities, infrastructure, human capital, jobs, and education. The big concerns for us as a country are: what will be the impact of all these on our physical and social infrastructure? What will Nigeria's position be as we approach 2050 in the global political economic landscape? What are the possible scenarios for Nigeria as we approach 2050? And what are the outcomes and assumptions of these scenarios? Now, in developing these scenarios, there are some domestic and external factors that will influence Nigeria's direction going into the year 2050. On the domestic side, there is the exponential growth in population, as well as rapid urbanization, as more Nigerians are more likely to move into cities, creating pressure on social amenities and infrastructure. There is also the worsening ecological situation and the adverse impact of climate change. This, of course, would create implications on human livelihoods. And also, there is the unity and safety of Nigeria. On the external side, there is the advancement in innovation and technology, which will change the future of work and skills in the country. There is also the shift from traditional energy sources such as crude oil to renewable energy, which will, of course, have implications on government revenue, external reserves, and other social economic indicators. And there is the globalization and migration challenges. Now, the interplay of all these factors, as well as our response as a nation, will ultimately lead us to three possible scenarios going into 2050. The first scenario looks at Nigeria stagnates. Here, the economy, Nigeria will not improve significantly, nor will it wither. The other scenario looks at Nigeria rises. Here, the economy is booming. Many Nigerians are lifted out of poverty. Nigeria becomes an industrialized nation. And of course, this is the most desired outcomes, the Nigeria of our dreams. The third scenario looks at Nigeria fails. Here, poverty and unemployment becomes rampant. Nigerians go through hardship, and Nigeria heads towards disintegration. Now, in developing the assumptions or drivers of these scenarios, the NESG involved industry stakeholders, as well as used a macroeconomic model that explains the interaction of different sectors of the economy. It also explains the interaction of different economic agents like the private sector, the government, and the household, as well as other economic agents. The following, the assumptions listed under the different scenarios include, for Nigeria stagnates, we assume a 5% increase per annum increase in government expenditure on education and healthcare. We also assume that emergency readiness remains stable during the period, given the adverse impact of climate change. We also assume a 5% increase in private sector investment in infrastructure during the period, a 1% decline in the efficiency of major sectors such as manufacturing, construction, and agriculture, and an initial 10% increase in FDI and subsequent 6% decline. For the Nigeria rises, we assume a 20% per annum increase in government spending on education and health. We assume a 10% increase in emergency spending given the climate change impact, a 5% increase in the production efficiency of key sectors, and also a 37% increase in FDI. As Nigeria fails, we assume a 20% decrease in government spending on education and health, a 20% decline in private sector investment in infrastructure during the period, and a 24% decline in FDI. A detailed explanation of all these will be made available in the final report. Now, what are the outcomes of all these in the different scenarios on key major economic indicators? First, we look at GDP growth. As Nigeria stagnates, the economy expands at an average of 3.3% from 2020 to 2050. GDP growth peaks at 3.6% in the year 2035 and maintains a 3.4% growth during the remaining period. And Nigeria is ranked as the 40th largest economy in the world. As Nigeria rises, the economy expands at an average of 9.3% from 2020 to 2050. Nigeria maintains a double-digit GDP growth rate of 10.1% in the year 2035 and maintains such high growth rates thereafter. Here, Nigeria competes with the giants and is ranked as the 7th largest economy in the world after Japan. The third and final scenario, Nigeria fails. GDP growth, Nigeria enters into economic recession in the year 2021 and stays there for a long time. Nigeria is ranked as the 109th economy in the world. Now we look at the structure of the economy. So in terms of the composition of GDP, I'll focus mainly on the first bar, which is 2020 and 2050. Here, the economy basically remains the same as industry share, which is the blue bar, contributes about 24% of GDP in 2050. As Nigeria rises, if you watch the blue bar, GDP, industry share in GDP increases to 40% by the year 2040 and 35% by the year 2050. Here, Nigeria plays a major role in exporting manufactured products to other countries, leveraging on technology. As Nigeria fails, the services and industries become weak and loses their relevance. Agriculture's share of the economy increases to about 40% in the year 2050. And the implication of this is that Nigeria gets stuck in the reliance of primary produce. And of course, the world leaves Nigeria behind. Let's look at unemployment rates. Still focusing on 2020 and 2050. For Nigeria stagnates, which is the blue bar, unemployment increases to 49% by the year 2050, unemployment rates. As Nigeria rises, unemployment declines significantly and reaches 7% by the year 2050. By this time, Nigeria would have created 155 million jobs from 2020 to 2050. As Nigeria fails, unemployment rate increases from 27% to about 75%. And here, Nigeria loses significant number of jobs as 193 million people are unemployed. And of course, this has implication on crime rates, increased kidnapping, and other social vices. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not where we would want to be by the year 2050. Poverty. As Nigeria stagnates, poverty rate increases to 58%. Bearing in mind the size of the population by then, 58% is a huge number. As Nigeria rises, poverty rate declines and reaches 8%. And as Nigeria fails, 80% of the population live below the poverty line. We look at also life expectancy, which is one of the major economic indicators. If you look at 2016, we have currently about 53 years life expectancy. As Nigeria stagnates, it increases marginally to 55 years in 2050. As Nigeria rises, it increases significantly to 68 years. And as Nigeria fails, it decreases to 48 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we have presented 3 different scenarios for Nigeria going into 2050. The year 2050 might seem far away, but it is not. It starts today. We need to plan for 2050. We need a vision and a dream for the Nigeria we want to have by the year 2050. Several countries from China, Indonesia, Singapore, and even our African brothers, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and more recently Ghana, all have long-term visions and short to medium-term plans that drive them. I know some of us would say we've had series of plans in the past, but I believe that this time we can make a difference and hold ourselves accountable and ensure implementation of this plan. This plan must be reflective of our regional differences. It must be reflective of our regional strength and reflective of our state's competitive advantages. And every Nigerian must work together to build the Nigeria of our dreams. I beg to remind us that the burden of the future generation is upon us, and we must not fail them. We must provide them with quality education, quality healthcare, and access to economic opportunities. Whether it's the kids in the north, on the street in the north, or it's the large army of unemployed youth we have all over the country, we must not fail them. They are our responsibility, and we must provide them with these economic opportunities. It's a debt we owe every Nigerian, and a debt we must pay. Bearing in mind that if we do nothing about their situation, they will be our biggest threat tomorrow. We must work together to build the Nigeria of our dreams. In Nigeria, where we don't have to rely on foreign agencies for vaccines. In Nigeria, where a pregnant woman does not have to die while giving birth. In Nigeria, where our political leaders, our business leaders, and our religious leaders rise up to the challenge to shun bad behavior and corruption, irrespective of our political affiliation, tribe, or religion. In Nigeria, where our youth are supported to be productive and not harassed. In Nigeria, where we all come together and our hopes and dreams become reality. Ladies and gentlemen, in Nigeria, where our institutions work better to deliver public value to the citizens and work in the best interest of our nation. That is the Nigeria we want to have in the year 2050. Thank you.
You know, I was listening to Wilson, and it just occurred to me that he was actually delivering State of the Nation address for 2050 when he'll be president. But I don't know, some of us might feel we have a younger Soludo, a younger doing salami in Wilson. Can we put our hands together one more time? In the past 2 days, we've had the same issue of 2050 presented in different formats. Economics, statisticians, bankers crunched numbers here, and we looked at the figures going forward like Wilson have just done. And then Amina Eru came here and gave us poetry. The vintage bar came and delivered the same message in music. If you look around the hall, you'll see artistic interpretation of what has gone on in the last 2 days. We had a team of artists, graphic artists, that were with us here. On your way out, you might just look at it, led by Ife Sinachi Wanyao, and they have presented to us graphic themes that represents what we've been discussing the last 2 days. But now we are winding down. Cabin crew, get set. We're commencing descent. And so we are coming down now from 34,000 feet above sea level. We're at 5,000. So let me welcome here the chairman of the NESG as we begin to wind down these 2 days of this amazing conference. Let's appreciate him. Hard-working man indeed. Well done.
Your Excellencies, the Governor of Ekiti State, the Governor of Ogun State, the Honorable Minister, Finance, National Planning and Budget, Honorable Minister of State, Budget, Director of Budget, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't scheduled to say anything, but I needed to do 2 things. The first is a commitment about our summit report this year. We finished the last session a few minutes before we started this one. So we're working, the technical team is working on concluding all of the recommendations. And I'll tell you how it will work. We expect to complete that process and catch what everybody has said, synthesize and summarize, and have the full recommendations, have our editorial team working with the board to have the full recommendations from this 25th summit ready. We will then take this draft to the Honorable Minister of Finance, and we'll work together with it and present it to her and the Minister of State for Budget. Once that process is complete through the Minister of Finance, we will engage with Mr. President. Thereafter, also through the Minister of Finance, we will present this to FEC and discuss it at FEC. And thereafter, also through the Minister of Finance, we will go to the Governors Forum with the permission of the Vice President and the Chairman of the Governors Forum. That's how we intend to work it this year. The process, with the permission of the Minister of Finance, is primarily to ensure that the message from this summit gets everywhere it needs to get to. And we'll then take it on from there and keep working through the policy commissions and through the Minister of Finance and the Minister of State for Budget through the year to make sure that when we come back next year, we have a report card that the Minister of Finance and myself can jointly kind of present and say, this is what we said last year, and this is where we are, and this is what we're doing about where we should be and where we're going. So we then have some kind of track. So I thought I should let everybody know that that's how we intend to work. So God help us. The second thing I want to do is, I know there's a vote of thanks, but it will be remiss of me if I don't specifically thank one or two people. I'll leave the vote of thanks to the person that's designated to do that, but I need to thank a few people personally, and I wanted to do it publicly. First of all, Honorable Minister, can you please extend our thanks to Mr. President and thank him for his time and his graciousness and his conversation and the things we agreed. Please thank him. I'd also like to thank the Chairman of the Governors Forum, who's been with us. I first met with him on Sunday night anyway, so I'll say he's been with us since Sunday night. I know you're extremely busy, sir. You spent 3 days with us. Deeply appreciative. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And please extend our thanks to your brother governors, particularly all of those who stayed with us throughout yesterday to today. The governor of Ogun State, he did something like a double whammy or an exchange program. His wife spent 2 days with us, and then he spent 1 day with us. So that's a different style. So again, Your Excellency, I thank you so much. I also thank the Honorable Minister of State for Budget, who we've been working, sir, since the day you were appointed. I think your first brief was on the NESG, if I recall, and we've been working since then. Thank you very much. There's a secret, he and I are actually brothers from somewhere, but thank you so much. Then before I sit, and there's a truly great lady that I want us to just clap for. Can we please give a round of applause to the Honorable Minister of Finance, who has, she's a really remarkable lady. Again, since her reappointment, we've been working together. Her first major meeting, again, was with the team. We started working with her, and it's like as if she was one of those who started the whole process in 1993. She's taken the NESG as her own, and she's dedicated so much time, even in spite of, she hasn't herself slept, I don't think she's slept more than a few hours in the last 1 week with preparing for the budget. It all came suddenly, and she stopped sleeping. But as she was doing that, she was also with us at the NESG. Madam, I thank you so much. I thank you for the time and the effort you've devoted to this. I also thank you for agreeing that we should carry this forward the way we have. We've already started talking about dates for next year, and Madam will let you know about that. So it just says the level of commitment. In spite of all of the work at the National Assembly today and all the work you've done in the last few days, you drove straight from the National Assembly here. So we thank you very much. We're truly grateful. And finally, can we all thank ourselves? I'm amazed by the work that has gone on. I visited nearly every design workshop, breakout session, and the work that was going on was phenomenal. The people that have been here since Sunday who've been working, and the rest of us that came in on Monday, we've been working. People have given 3 days of their work life, their time to this process, and it's all paying to serve, free work, charity work. It doesn't enter the balance sheet in any way except that we're contributing to the development of our great country. So I'd like to thank you all for being here. It's not usual that at this time, on the final day of the summit, we have a full hall. It's not really usual. In my experience, and I've attended every summit, maybe apart from the first summit and one or two in between, we've never had a full hall on the final day. So I'd like to thank all of you. I'd like to say thank you very much. And I'd like to say also that, you know, Lanre presented something this morning about when you leave Lagos and our people ask you, you're going again. You know, what do you bring back? And he's told you what you bring back. And I know it's not easy, but, you know, building a nation can never be easy. And if you're going to build a nation that's going to end up being truly great, it's not going to be easy. It's not a tea party. So we all have to gird our loins, pull up our socks, and do what we need to do, because Nigeria must be great. There are those that are complaining today that we haven't talked a lot about all our kids that are running off to Canada and Australia and all that. It's probably because they think there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But we first must give them hope and light. So that's why we have no time, and we have to move now. But again, thank you very much. And it's my distinct honor, pleasure, privilege, I could go on, to please invite the Honorable Minister of Finance to come and give us her closing remarks. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, the Governors of Ekiti State and Ogun State, Chairman, NESG, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand by the protocols that have been established yesterday and today. I'm really delighted to have this opportunity to be with you again. It's amazing, at a closing ceremony, the hall is so full and the energy is still very, very high. I'm happy about the level of participation and the quality of deliberations from the closing ceremony, of which I was privileged to be in, and even the closing ceremony. And I'm also told that the tempo of deliberations was sustained during the plenary sessions as well as the roundtable sessions. Let me express the appreciation of the government to the organizers of this event, especially the Joint Planning Committee, which is made up of both the public sector and private sector representatives, under the joint supervision of the Economic Summit Group and the Ministry of Finance and Budget and National Planning. I trust that a repeat performance of this excellent arrangement will take place in subsequent economic summits. I'm also informed that yesterday and today has been very productive, as participants have been actively engaged in discussing and finding solutions to refocus our country's industrialization drive, education, as well as the matters of increase of our population. This is consistent with the summit's theme, which is Nigeria 2050, shifting gears. It is also reassuring to note that some state governors, ministers, permanent secretaries, director generals, and heads of parastatals, as well as captains of industry and representatives of the civil society, as well as members of the public, and also our friends and development partners participated actively in this year's summit. This is an indication that all stakeholders are committed to working closely with governments in revitalizing the economy and moving the country to the next level. As you are aware, the foundation of all successful modern nation states is an educational system, which is the base for the growth of any society. A modern mindset and a culture of learning is important because it produces the right sets of functional skills and values that allow people to achieve their innate potentials. This will not only help in addressing our country's myriad of problems, including the increasing population, insecurity, and joblessness, but it will also facilitate our country's ability to compete globally. I'm pleased to note that the report of this year's summit will be well articulated and that it has been structured to capture the key issues raised by the summit participants, especially in the areas of building core competencies and value systems, managing our demography, achieving industrialization, transforming education, and achieving sustainable peace and security. Let me assure you that government fully is aware of most of the issues raised by this summit, and steps will be taken to address them. In particular, the education sector is currently implementing various strategic reforms using the instrumentality of a 4-year education sector plan in ensuring effective delivery of quality education. And it is not lost on us that there is a call for a declaration of an emergency in the education sector. Government acknowledges the role of technical, vocational, and educational training, what TVET imparts on knowledge and skills to the citizens on the platform of cutting-edge technology. This is expected to enable us to contribute more meaningfully to development of the various sectors in our economy. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that the task of transforming the Nigerian economy is huge, and it will require the support of all stakeholders for successful implementation. And it is also clear that the risks are high, but the opportunities are also many. I therefore urge the leadership of the states and the private sector, including the very senior captains of industry, civil society organizations, development partners, as well as parents and our young ones, to join hands with the government in actualizing this very important objective. I want to appreciate this opportunity to participate in this closing ceremony, and also we're looking forward to receiving the summit report. Participation in a summit like this with key members of the business community and other stakeholders help us in deepening and broadening and redirecting the implementation of government policies, programs, and projects. I therefore assure all participants, including members of the business community, that we will take note of the key issues and recommendations falling out of this summit. In closing, let me assure you that the report of this summit will receive adequate attention, as already eloquently outlined by the chairman of the NESG. In line with established practice, I will formally present the summary report to the Executive Council for its consideration. I will also work with the NESG to have this report presented to the Nigeria Economic Summit Group and also we will make sure the President personally sees the outcome of this report. On this note, I want to say I personally and all of us in government look forward to welcoming you again in the Nigeria Economic Summit number 26, which will take place on the 25th to 27th of October in the year 2020. Once again, I congratulate all of you for being part of this summit and for the very successful contributions that you have made. It is now my honor and a rare privilege to formally declare the 25th Nigeria Economic Summit, NES number 25, 2019 closed to the glory of Almighty God and to the upliftment of Nigerians. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Can we keep the applause going until she takes her seat? Thank you very much. Thank you. Very hard-working woman indeed. We appreciate you. Thank you. You may take your seats, please. Thank you very much. Yes, she has formally closed the summit, but there's a soiree tonight, right here in this hall. Musicians, comedians, we're celebrating 25 years. There will be no economic theories, only dance, dance, dance. And so let me quickly invite the Honorable Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Agba, to move the vote of thanks. Honorable Minister, please.
Your Excellencies, the governors of Ekiti and Ogun State, the Honorable Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Whatever has a beginning must always have an end. In the past 2 days, we've been here by the grace of the Almighty, who has granted each and every one of us journey mercies to be here. He's kept us through our deliberations from the plenary and also at the various panel discussion. So we must give glory and praise and thanks to the Almighty. My brother, I swear, Godal already did my job. And I am told that it is only when one has failed that you repeat. So I am sure he did a very good job. However, you know the easiest job to do is the one that is not yours, right? It's always very easy to drive a car when you are not in the driver's seat. So for this reason, I want to thank Aswe Godalo and team, all the founding fathers of NESG, for being willing to be part of the drivers, to be in the driver's seat to help drive the Nigerian economy. When the young man spoke, the 31-year-old guy, and he spoke about 31 years ahead, he looked at 3 scenarios: stagnation, a rise, and then we go backwards. And that reminded me of a guy who bought a brand new car, an automatic car, and that was the first time he was driving. And he drove home because the car had been reversed and put on drive for him. At night, he wanted to move. So he put the gear system on the night drive, and the vehicle would not move. He had to call the dealer, and he said, I bought a brand new vehicle today. I drove it home, and now I can't drive. And he said, the dealer said, have you put it on drive? He said, yes, I have. I put it on the night drive. What do you mean by you have put it on the night drive? He said, yes, during the day I put it on D, that is day drive. It's night, I've put it on N, and it's not moving. That is a stagnant situation. You know, Nigeria is not going to be on the night drive. We will continue to move. And that is why when the NESG team first met me and told me that the theme for this year was Nigeria 2015 shifting gears, my question was, which gear are we shifting? Is it the day drive or the night gear? But I'm glad after all of these deliberations that we're actually on the day drive. On this note, let me thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the leadership that he continues to provide for the members of the Federal Executive Council. We made a commitment to changing the budget cycle from January to December. And I recall August 21 when I was sworn in this hotel, I called friends and we wanted to celebrate. I only spent 30 minutes with my friends because we had to go discuss the MTEF FSP. I abandoned them because Nigeria must move forward. That is how serious Mr. President is. He believes in Nigeria. So I need all of us to give him our support and our prayers. I also want to thank the Minister for Finance, Budget, and National Planning, a very dear sister to me, for the leadership she continues to provide for the ministry. I thank all of the governors that have participated yesterday and today, and that all of what has been discussed today, I hope they are not just meant for the national level, they are also meant for the sub-national, the ideas we would take back and utilize. Finally, let me assure the NESG group that those of us in the public sector, especially in the Ministry of Finance, Budget, and National Planning, we are facilitators. We are not just there to prescribe. We will listen to all the stakeholders as the ERGP comes to an end next year, and also Vision 2020 comes to an end. As we come up with the next successor plan, we will involve all critical stakeholders and take the inputs and put them together, because we jointly own this country and there's the need for us to move Nigeria forward. We have to put Nigeria on the path of growth. This country belongs to us. We have no other country. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you all, and God take you back home to your respective destinations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. In the next 1.5 hours, here will be transformed for the soiree, but right now shall we rise for the national anthem.